Hello and welcome to just a very short video today. Haven't been streaming for a while and haven't been recording for a while, but I found something very interesting and I just wanted to share that. And that is actually a character that is immortal on LoB. Even though all the damage on LoB is greatly increased and the enemies take a lot longer to kill them. But yeah, this character actually cannot be touched. What I'm showcasing here right now is a Throne of Bhaal character, TOB character, but with slight deficits, but almost as strong as this. You can play it in Shadows of Am as well, in BG2. Also, I'm showing a shapeshifter dueled into fighter here, just because it's very, very easy to duel in Shadows of Am, but you can do this with a pure shapeshifter as well. If you want a dual class, even on such a high level as this, which is by the way also not necessary for this build, but I'm just showing maximum potential right here, right now. If you want a dual class in Shadows of Am, all you gotta do is get this sling here from the bonus merchants and get a shield of Balduran, and you go to the beholder layer. There's a spawn of a single Goth at the start of the beholder layer. I am talking about the one in the temple district, and if you rest there, then the Goth will respawn after you've killed it. So basically you stay away from the Goth with the sling and have the shield of Balduran equipped. That way it cannot steal your shield, and you can just get never-ending XP from it, and that way you can duel any class even late for a lot of XP, because it's like 7k XP per kill and it dies pretty quickly. Right. So that's that, but yeah, as I said, this also works with a normal shapeshifter. One requirement for this is you need to have SCS. Oops, I need to mute my phone, 1 second. And I am back, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you need to have SCS and you need to have the component Improved Shapeshifting installed. This only works with Improved Shapeshifting. So all the stuff I'm gonna show now that makes this character immortal doesn't work without SCS. But also without SCS you don't necessarily need it. Okay, now the thing we need to do here is we need to abuse the way Improved Shapeshifting totems work. First of all, this one tells us it gives us 50% immunity to physical damage. But when we actually equip it, this gives us 100%. So that's a bug, but it's how it works. If it's too cheesy for anyone, then you obviously have to change it. And the other items we have here, we have a second ring of gags. Of course, you cannot get the second ring of gags if you don't actually recruit a thief for stealing it from Gax before killing him. Kangax, that is. But also, once again, the second ring of Gax is not really necessary for this build. I'm just showing the maximum potential right now. It's not really necessary. Now, to the actual cheese, I mean, this is already pretty cheesy, this giving 100% immunity. That's already pretty bad. But now to the actual cheese I wanted to showcase. We are gonna use the Greater Werewolf token. And we're gonna equip this in our main hand. I don't know what this gives on, which stats this gives on without SCS, but this is the stats with improved shapeshifting. And we want to put this, and this is where the actual cheese starts, this in the offhand. And now with the items I have, we have 5 attacks per round because we're a fighter. Otherwise, if this was just a shapeshifter, it would still be 4 attacks per round. And the -6, -2 with a normal shapeshifter, it would be -2 and 0, which is still pretty good. -2 and +2, I'm sorry. And we have 85 magic resistance. We have 127 to all the elements except acid. And yeah, still this 100% physical resistance. And we have 25 strength. Now, as one further thing to say about this, moving around in this form is super annoying. If you want to move around quickly and normally, you have to unequip this, then you can run around normally. Also, while the offhand, this is for my personal install, but I'm pretty sure this would happen to anybody, while the offhand is equipped, which is, I'm pretty sure, not intentional that you can even do that, the whole inventory is bugged. If you left click on anything in the inventory, it's gonna crash your game, or at least that does it for me. But you can left click on this, and once you left click on this, you can just left click anything. So that's important to know. Also, before saving, before you save the game, you actually have to remove this, because otherwise you can't actually load your save, or at least, once again, that's how it works for me. I have the cloak of mirroring on here. You don't actually need that because of the high magic resistance. For once it's 85, but also it's because of the belt, it's 50 against magic damage, and also has pretty high saving throws on this guy. So you don't actually need the cloak of mirroring, but what I personally like to use it against, even though it's not supposed to work against it, is against imprisonment. Also, you can't cast spells while this is active, but you still can use abilities, and you still can summon your Planeta or Deva, rather. But yeah, you can't access your normal spell book, so I haven't got anything memorized right now. And yeah, as I said, this character is actually invincible.
So, I have found you all that you need. Not all that it has already been. We shall see.
Just gonna demonstrate this fight real quickly. It is kind of an annoying fight because of several things, but for example, this stupid cloud here, I'm just gonna move out of it. And yeah, we can actually tank a Planeta with this, as you can see. It cannot do any damage at all. So the only thing that is actually dangerous is imprisonment and mace. And even though this cloak is not supposed to help against it, since it's not damaging, it actually prevents the enemy AI somehow from casting it. So kind of have to outweigh the Planeta because it can heal, as you saw there. But once the Planeta is gone, everybody dies, because I can't take any damage. And none of this is acquired through any sheets. You can get all of this normally in the game. which is really cool. And I don't like to fight in these spheres. Yeah, I hope the Planeta is gone pretty soon. That healing is pretty annoying. I can also use Greater Whirlwind, but it's not really worth it as long as the Planeta is there. And the damage output is pretty nice on this guy. Because of LoB, it looks like I'm not doing a lot. But that's just because the enemies have huge HP. But having 5 attacks and a base damage of 18 to 28 in the main hand, that hurts quite a bit actually. And now that there's no Planeta, now these guys die a lot quicker. And if these people go invisible and don't want to attack you because of the AI, you just unequip the offhand so they think they can hurt you. Which they can when that's not equipped. But that's also cool about the werewolf form. A lot of regen. And now I'm immune to the damage again. Let's go with this. For 10 attacks. As you can see, I regen 1 HP per second, so that damage I took is just gone instantly. And once again, when she goes in with, just do this. So she thinks you have no defense. And that's the end of the story. That's how OP this character is. Shapeshifter with Earth Elemental Transformation as a high level ability. %85 magic resistance. 127 elemental, 70 acid. This is the equip I'm using. And yeah, as I said, you don't really need the second ring of gags. The 10% magic resistance doesn't really do anything in the bigger picture of things. Yeah, I just discovered that today, so I wanted to share it. See you next time.